Hey there, Gemini, and welcome back to Bon Echo Tarot. I am here with your full moon reading, full moon in Capricorn, this Thursday on June 24th. So I figured, I'd throw some cards. I had some time trying to put some love back into this channel. I've been spending a lot of time over on TikTok, so if you're interested in checking me out over there, I'll have the information at the tail end of this video. But in the meantime, not Taurus, Gemini, we've just come out of Mercury retrograde. Today, actually, Mercury goes stationary direct. So thank goodness. Although I do caution everyone, especially you, Gemini, because Mercury is your ruler and it has been in your sign, that for the next 5 days, probably not a good idea to sign contracts, travel, all of the usual kind of Mercury retrograde shenanigans. So give it about 5 to 7 days before you move forward on things. What I found with this particular Mercury retrograde, the theme kind of overall, but especially for you, Gemini, you may have realized that your strength actually lies in your ability to be vulnerable. So yeah, and your identity has been very much a part of that for this last 3 to 4 to 5 weeks or so. So, but this full moon in Capricorn is actually happening in your 8th house of finances, intimacy, security, that sort of thing. Death, taxes. It's the house of Scorpio. So, so this moon will likely be helping you in removing blocks and transforming personal situations. So that's pretty exciting. So whatever you've been reviewing in Mercury retrograde is probably, the gifts of that will be delivered this Thursday, this full moon, thereabouts. So, you could be breathing a sigh of relief. Oh, well, we don't want that one. I haven't even started shuffling, so I'm not giving it to you. All right, so let's get started. Yeah, it's been a while since I've recorded these, so I've already done Aries and Taurus already. I'm getting a little dry, All right, Gemini, let's see what the tarot has for you today for the full moon for Gemini. All right, well, look at that. Now we're talking Ace of Wands. So passion, inspiration, new beginnings, new passionate beginnings. Obstacle is the Queen of Swords. So you may not have full clarity on the situation, or you may be feeling challenged in communicating those things. But let's just lay the cards out and see what the story has to say. I don't want to put too much. Okay, we got the Page of Cups being the foundation. So authenticity, again, with that whole idea that vulnerability is strength, and, you kind of re-examining your identity and how you communicate that with others. So in the past position, we have the Hermit card. So it could be a Virgo who's very key in your situation, or you could have found yourself in a place where, you were kind of isolating a bit. So at the top of your reading, crowning your situation, is the Seven of Pentacles. So, you're thinking about the seeds that you want to plant at this point in your life. And look at that. And there's a really big seed, the Ace of Pentacles. You want a completely new beginning. So let's see here. Completely new beginning. So what's going on for you? You are the Emperor. Talk about, empowered, empowerment. You could have a lot of Aries in your chart, or there could be an Aries that's figuring prominently in, wow, look at that. You've got the Queen of Wands in your environmental. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so in your hopes and fears, you've got the Chariot, so moving forward on something. And let's see what your final outcome card is here. There it is. Don't you run away from me. Okay. Oh! You know, it was telling me I needed to take that card. I'm so sorry. The Tower. So, there's a bit of a shakeup coming. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, though. You know, Tower gets a bad rap sometimes. And you get all too afraid of it. But look at what the surrounding energies. It's you with a tremendous amount of clarity. So we've got the King of Swords. All right, let me take a look at this and see what we've got going on. So this whole idea of being vulnerable may be a really kind of new thing for you. Because in the past, you know, you've really kind of kept your feelings to yourself. You know, and maybe you weren't even 100% sure of how you did feel entirely about this situation. It's possible that, you know, the seeds you've planted in the past didn't really come out to what you wanted them to. So we've got both the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles on deck here. So definitely a new beginning. It's like it's got to be new for you right now. And, you know, with this whole year, the way that we're all being affected with the energies of kind of crossing the threshold into the age of Aquarius, and that kind of started in January and February when we had a stellium of planets in Aquarius, because it really was ushering in completely new set of circumstances. But it's taken all of us a little bit of time to get used to it, incrementally, you know, over time. So there could also be an air sign, an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, who's bringing information. I mean, it could be the Queen of Swords that is causing this Tower moment. And you know, it's like you also might have two different directions to go in. You know, one that's more passionate and one that's a little bit more grounded. But I think the key for you, Gemini, is to channel that desire for something new into something that's really solid. And, you know, and if you're going to plant a few seeds, you know, realize that in the near future, one of them is actually going to show you that it's the best option. It's going to become really clear. And that may be what this Queen of Swords is bringing to the situation. You know, and it may not be, you know, could be kind of someone, you know, kind of an Ice Queen kind of energy that's bringing that in, but it makes the choice that much clearer. And the path, you're going to find it really quickly. So there may be a situation that's coming at you as well that you're not 100% sure of, and this is what the Tower is bringing to the situation. So the shakeup. So let's get some cards to clarify, now that we've kind of got a basic idea as to where this is going. Yeah, you've been, you know, we're going from the 7 to the 8. So it's a process, right? And for now, you know, you've got all of this inspiration. You've got a certain idea as to how you want it to look, but you can't really act on it yet, and you're not sure which seeds are going to take. Nope. Yeah, and it's caused you a lot of anxiety. you know, with the Nine of Swords. So 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Do you see what I mean? That this is a progression, that this is still unfolding. So let's see what the Queen of Swords is all about. Ha! King of Swords. So this definitely could be a partnership with an air sign, like yourself, another Gemini or a Libra or Aquarius. There's no clarity. It's just, and that actually may be part of the problem. Maybe you're not able to communicate. Maybe you and this other person, whether it be a romantic partner or a business partner, are both stuck in your head because you've kind of isolated yourself from a situation. Yeah, I mean, you also may have brought, you know, the authentic version of yourself to something, and it hasn't really been reciprocated. And you're tired of it. You're tired of being the one who's showing up with that. And holding, you know, kind of holding space for the relationship or circumstance. So with the Hermit, yeah, Page of Wands. So it's like while you were kind of marinating over this new identity, it's kind of like you may have actually been resisting the lesson, Gemini. Or there could be a young fire sign that you may have you both may have turned your back on each other. It's kind of all over the place here, Gemini. Yeah, you know, even though you haven't been talking, you've kind of been stalking each other. So let's see, but not really communicating because you're both kind of wrapped up in your thoughts. Yeah, there could be secrets, or you could just be kind of, you know, going with your intuition at this stage of the game. You know, it's like, you know that maybe this will work, maybe this will work, and maybe this will work, but you still have to wait. So there we go. As I'm getting the impression it's really going to be you that's going to be the catalyst for it. You may be the tower in a circumstance or situation. But you know, it's time to bring joy back, you know, with the sun. And maybe that's what this full moon is all about in terms of triggering, you know, the whole, let me see here. Yeah, to remove blocks in your career and in your relationships. It's like you need to bring the joy back to situations. And there we go. The Emperor is clarified with the Queen of Swords. So again, I'm seeing, and I saw this in the Taurus reading as well, you know, a lot of fire, a lot of, and you've got a lot of swords going on here, but not a lot of cups. You need to bring vulnerability and love to a situation that that may be troubling you through the course of this full moon, or, you know, whatever has been kind of building, whatever this process that has been building through this Mercury retrograde phase. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Virgo energy here too, because we've got the Hermit in the recent past, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So both of those cards point to Virgo, or you may have a lot of Virgo placements in your chart. So also, you know, you could be working on balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you and within the way you think, within your identity. So who is this Queen of Wands in your environment, and what's she all about? Also, if you are finding that this reading is resonating so far, please hit the like button, and while you're at it, hit subscribe so that you're notified of the videos when I pop them up. I'm not as consistent as a lot of the other readers on here, just because I'm going through my own processes. So, but it can be helpful to go back into the past as well. So the Queen of Wands could be coming at you fairly quickly in the next little while, because we got the Eight of Wands, which can be the arrows of love, but it can just be communication that's breaking through this sort of stale, blocked energy that that you've been working through for this last few weeks or so. What else can we get on the Queen of Wands here? The Eight of Wands. Okay, Judgment. There's been a decision that that's been made, and this person may finally come and break their silence about it, and turn to face you directly, so that you can clear the blockages between the two of you, or just for you as individuals. With the Chariot. Okay. So this is kind of part of it too, you know, in terms of you. It's like, you know, one twin is saying, you know, I'm going to go out there and get it. And then the other twin aspect of you is saying, no, I think I'm just going to wait for it to show up. So, you know, you may have a little bit of, you know, opposed thoughts around all of this, which can be crazy making, Gemini, but ultimately, you know, it is, again, about balancing those masculine and feminine energies within you, and the urges and the way that you act from either one of those spaces. So the Tower is the world. So it's definitely bringing the end of one cycle full circle. You also could be dealing with a fixed sign, so Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio. What else can we get? Oh, the World and the Tower. That's a definitive, like, okay, the way that we used to do things is now finito, no more. And someone is deciding to become more emotionally available, which is a wonderful thing. And it's definitely going to, you know, lubricate, you know, the water energies are going to lubricate your ability to actually move into this new space from a more authentic place. Okay, seeing vulnerability as strength. So, yeah. And it may not be time to move on this new idea just yet. You know, one of these seeds, you know, is going to reveal itself to you. But it's time to just hang back and allow the process that you've been on, that Mercury retrograde has triggered for you, and wait for it to really culminate so that you know without a doubt where it's safe to put your emotions. All right, so what does the Lenormand deck here have to say for Gemini? Wow, this went a little bit longer than I thought. Legacy, Gemini. Taurus got this too. You could be dealing with a Taurus. This is definitely about your legacy. And the Rider card too. Interesting that these two cards would be coming up again. You could indeed be dealing with a Taurus. But something about this situation is eating away at you. And so, you know, it may be this sort of, you know, this mental anguish that you've been going through, the restrictions that you've put upon yourself, you know, and you could be getting communication sometime very soon. Let's get that. Can you see it? It's the letter. Come on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to pull one of the cards from the Oracle of E. Baggage be gone. Well, that's a good way to end things off. But oh, there's that head games card. I think Taurus got that as well. Be really careful with that sort of thing. It's crazy making. So Gemini, I do hope you found that helpful. And if you're looking for a personal reading, just reach me at my website, and I'd be happy to set something up for you, bonicotarot.com. And yeah, check out the special I have. I'm going to honor that special till midnight tonight. I don't know, I might give a little wiggle room on it if it's something that you really feel you need. So take care, Gemini, and see you again.